naira. That's the way is the smallest unit for Ether. So writing smart contract, most balances are charged in way, and way is like 1 Ether is like 10 to the power of 18 way, as you can see here. Let me increase my font size so we can see it. So yeah, that's just the difference between Ether and Way. Way is the smallest unit of Ether. There's G Way. If you come here, I think, let me see, let me open a contract. Let me see simple storage. Let me increase the font size so we can see. I think you can send a transaction with value. You see way, you see we have GWay, we have Fini, and we have Ether. All these are different fractions of Ether. All of them are Ether, but lower levels of Ether. So instead of writing 0.00000001 Ether, you can just write one way. So it will lead us to the next topic, which is gas and gas prices. So gas, I know everybody, if you want to do something on the blockchain, you always hear people say you need gas fee, you need gas, you need gas, you need gas. So what was gas? So gas is a unit of computation. So gas is simply the cost of carrying out a transaction on the blockchain, be it writing to states, be it sending value. Once you want to alter the blockchain, you need gas. And gas fee then is now the price of gas in Ether or in the native token of the blockchain you are working on. So I don't know if it makes sense or I need. Okay, so let me just talk about gas spent. Is the total amount of gas used in a transaction. The gas price is how much Ether you are willing to pay per gas. So transaction with higher gas prices have higher priority to be included on a block. Then unspent gas will be refunded. Yeah. Then okay, there are two upper bounds to the amount of gas you can spend. We have the gas limit and the block gas limit. The gas limit is the maximum amount of gas you are willing to use for your transaction. You set your gas limit, and the block gas limit is the maximum amount of gas allowed in a block set by the network. If I come here, there's somewhere that talked about gas limits. Yes, yes, yes. Estimate this, the gas limit. This in Remix. It can allow us to either set it to the custom or you can set your gas limit. If you customize it, then you can choose any amount of gas you want to use. So why does it matter the amount of gas? So we talk in the blockchain, there are validators, people that create the blocks and add transactions to this block, and we all of have our transaction waiting to be added to the block. They're all in the main pool. So most of the time, the validators they give these transactions priority according to your gas fee. So how much gas you are willing to pay determine how fast your transaction is going to be executed on the blockchain. So that's why sometimes if you see your transaction is pending on MetaMask, you see speed up, and the speeding up is you adding more gas. So how much you are willing to pay is what determines how fast your transaction is. It's just like maybe you have a shop and people want you to do something for them. You always prioritize. Let's say I have 10 naira, someone has 15 naira, another person has 1,000 naira. By default, you always default to using that. You settle the highest person first. And there's something called front running in the blockchain that gas prices works with. So now, for instance, if someone submits a transaction with a low gas fee, and a big player in the network sees that that transaction is profitable, but your gas fee is lower, I can front run you by giving more gas fee. I'll come and submit the same transaction with a higher gas fee, and thus my own will be executed before your own, and I will get the reward. That's what front running is. So, is there any question about gas and gas prices?
Sorry to cut you short. I didn't get the front running well.
Okay. When I said front running, I was saying when you submit a transaction with certain front running is the ability for someone to see that transaction and resubmit the transaction with a higher gas fee so that it gets executed for you. I don't know if you understand. Let's say you want to do
Yeah, I
you get my point. Front running is
yeah, I
illegal. It's
do.
just like you have submitted a bid for a potential transaction, and me, I see that this transaction has a high reward. I can submit the same transaction, but this time with a higher gas fee, so that I'll be given higher priority, and then I front run you. So I was speaking about Ether and way gas prices. I'll be moving into a coding session. So if you have any question, like I'm open to answer before I continue coding proper. Okay, I'll take that as no question. So I'll go forward to if else. So for us that have done the normal web two, the normal if else, they are conditional statements, and they are roughly the same. It's the same concept, but it's just a different syntax. So I'll just copy this contract. Let's interact with it. Yeah, okay, good. So this is a simple solidity contract. Remember the license identifier is a constant comment on top of our code. Then we state the solidity version using the pragma solidity. By using this hyphen stands for above. So we are working with solidity version of above 8.0.8.26. So we have our contract block where everything will be inside. The name of the contract is if else, and this contract has two functions. The first function is FOO, so it's a public pure functions, and it returns urines. It's pure because it's not going to alter states. We don't have any state variable, as you can see, so there's no state alteration. That's why it's a pure function. So if x is less than 10, return 0. If else, if x is greater than 20, return 1, else return 2. So it's a simple if else statement. So if x is less than 0, we'll get it's less than 10, we get 0. If it's less than 20, we get 1. If else, just return 2. So and this ternary operator is a short way of writing if else. If you remember your JavaScript, that if else is less than 10, else less x less than 10 is asking if it's true, it returns 1. If it's false, it returns 2. So just like from JavaScript. Hope, is there any confusion? Maybe I need to buttress before I deploy this contract. Okay. If there is none, I'm going to deploy this contract now. Let me open the terminal so we can see it well. So I deploy this contract. I have the contract if else. So now let me open this so that we can see some things. You see, these are some unique things, and this is the gas. So you see, the gas is 200 and 2000. Okay, I set it to 2999. You see, I set it to be custom this, and you see, that's the gas, and the cost of this gas. You see the cost, and this is the execution cost. I don't know if this is the gas we paid. This is the gas cost, the transaction cost for the deployment of this contract when we spoke about gas and stuff. So now the if else. So let's see which number. Someone should suggest a number we should use in place of x. Is there? Are we still on the call?
Yes, I'm here. Can we use 77?
Okay. So someone's mic is still on and is interfering. Okay. 1x.m. If you can mute your mic, I will appreciate. Your mic is interfering.
So I thought it was.
Okay. I can mute him. Yeah, I've done it. I've muted him. No, I've muted him from
Honestly, it's really interfering.
No, I've muted him from my end. I can mute him from my end.
Nice.
So I've done that.
It's good.
Okay. So now we said we should use 77. So according to our logic, if x is 77, that means x is not less than 10. So we're not going to get 0. It's not less than 20. We're not going to get 1. So we should get 2. Yep, and that's it. The answer is 2. If you always debug, you can always see you can see everything about it. You can see the execution cost. This was 624 gas that was used. So you see. So okay, it's okay. This is a pure function, so it's supposed to be negligible. And there was a statement here that I read: cost only applies when called by a contract. So the cost is negligible. Remember when I just said that pure functions don't consume much gas. So the cost only applies when called by a contract. So it's 77. If I use 7, 7 is less, we get 0 because of this line here. I use 27, we'll get 1. Okay, 2. Okay, it's less than 25, 17. We should get 1. Yeah. And the ternary operator use 77 is the same function. You get 2, you use 7, you get 1, you use 17, you get 2. Okay, yes, because anything less than, if it's not less than 10, it returns 2. So I'll go through this again. The if else statements are conditional statements. It's just they have the same syntax. If not, yes, they have the same syntax. If not, from JavaScript. Yes, and this is how they operate. So I'm going to put this in a gist. Let me create a gist so that we have GitHub gist so that I can put it in. And I'll share it so I can share it at the end. We'll still have 10 minutes, so we'll keep progressing. We'll keep moving. Hope I'm not too fast. Please, if there's any question, feel free to drag me back. If you need clarification, I'm here to clarify. And sometimes it is.
Sorry. I didn't get the if and else, the ternary you were talking about.
Okay, let me come back to that now. I'm creating the gist. Okay, I'm going to do it now. I want to go through it first. So create the public gist. I'm with you now. Okay, good. I'll come back to you. So ternary operators are shortcuts for writing if-else statement. They don't have, like in JavaScript, you can have a ternary operator inside another ternary operator. I've never tried it in Solidity. So instead of you writing if x is less than 10, return 1, else return 2. That's if this condition is not satisfied, return 2. You can use a ternary operator as a shortcut to do that. You see, x, okay, let me know. So you see now this first part, you can hear x less than 10. This is a question mark. So it's more like if x is less than 10, you return 1, else you return the number 2. So it's a shortcut for the, like, okay, I can even let me remix it. Let's return bool. You can just make it true, else. Let me try whether it works. Yes, good. So now let it be clearer here now. So if x is less than 10, returns true, else returns false. So it's just a shortcut for if else statement. Are you with me, Oladide Samuel?
Yeah, I do now. Thank you.
Okay. So anyone else with a question? Let me start dropping this so that, because I think we'll go and check another. We'll look for another stuff. Let me drop it in the group first. Okay, then copy it. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, for while loop. So if else is a conditional statement, then a loop is like a repetition. Solidity supports for, it supports while, it supports do while loops. So The problem is in Solidity, we're always advised to stay away from loops, like use loops as minimalistic as possible because every transaction cost gas. So for every loop, using the use of loop is very expensive. So I always advise to stay away from loops. So now let me copy this loop so that we'll go through it and so okay, what's wrong? Um Pure, okay. The public is a pure function. Okay, good. So now this loop for I, okay, this is for loop. So we can see for I is equals to 0, I less than 10, you increment I. Okay, if I equals to 3, skip the next iteration, we'll continue. Okay. So now if I deploy this contract, okay, this is the loop contract. So if you loop, okay, let me try something. Return returns you int. Good. Let me see. Let me. I think. Let me try it here. Wait. Return I. Is this going to be an unreachable code? Unreachable code. Okay. Unreachable code. Wait. I wish I'm coming. Let me try. I want. Okay. Let me create another function. Function looping, so it should be public to returns it returns unit, then it's public, it's pure. Okay. Unit I equals to 0. Then I can just carry this loop, this one. Okay. Return I. Let's see. What's it complaining? Okay. I don't need this guy here. Yep. Okay, no. This thing is not going to work like JavaScript because it will return I and it will break out Okay, I couldn't explain what I wanted to do, but let me use the example and continue my explanation. So now what a loop does is it performs a certain action until a condition is met. That's what it does. So it's going to, if you click on the loop here, good, it's done now. If we click on this loop, it's going to go through the number 1 to 10, but anytime it comes across 3, it will jump the number 3, and it's supposed to end the loop when it gets to 5. Then the while loop performs an action until a condition is met. So while j is less than 10, it keeps incrementing j. I wish they had returned something in this example. It's not as clear. It's not very clear. I would have loved a clearer example so that I'll be able to explain this thing further. So I think what will happen is next week I'll go over loops. There's no time. We don't have much time for me to say I'm going to get a clear example and we'll go through it again. So I'll just do a recap of what we've done today. So today we talked about Ether and Wave, and Ether is the native token of the blockchain. It's what has value on Ethereum, especially Ether, and Wave is the lowest amount of ether, is the lowest unit of ether. And we talked about gas and gas prices. So gas is the unit of computation. So the gas price is the gas spent times the gas price in the amount of ether. So if the gas price is, let's say, 2000, and the gas needed is 400, the gas spent will be 2000 times 400. It's simple math. So the if else statement is a conditional statement. When if a condition is met, what is supposed to happen? Else, if the condition is not met, what happens? And that's how it works. I talked about the ternary, which is a shortcut for writing the if else statement. So I think I've done justice to everything we've been talking about. So Daniel, if you have anything to add, I think the floor is open. If there's any,
Oh no.
open.
Okay. Well done, Aji. It's a great session. I think you did a lot. I don't have anything to add on that again. So great session. Well done. I don't know if
Okay.
anybody has any question for Aji. Oladile, 1XM, Cynthia, Riley, Awaku baby. Any question for Aji?
No question from me.
All right.
No area of
So
question. We've minted for those of us that are on the allow list. For those of us on the allow list for the Kotoshi collections, hope we've minted. Daniel.
yes. I hope if you're here, if you're on the allow list, you have minted your Kotoshi NFT. So if you have not,
Someone is saying something.
Okay, someone has a question. Come again, please.
I thought I was hearing someone.
Yeah, I think he said he has a question. I think you can carry on.
Okay. Well, since there's no question, Daniel, I think it's a wrap. Wyclef, you came late, but it's nice having you here. So I think it's a wrap for this week. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming, and we'll see you Friday.
Thanks everybody. Thanks Dave, Jerry Peter, Awaku baby, Ellie, Oladile. Okay, yeah. Please.
Okay,
Go ahead, we're hearing you.
Alhamdulillah. I have a question. How I want to take it my NFT? I know something I just joined.
Okay. So for you to be able to mint your NFT, I think there's a link to the site. You just need a VPN because OKX is banned in Nigeria here. So do you have a link? Do you have the link to the site?
I don't have any link.
Okay, I will share the link. Let me even share the link on this call now.
Sure, just put it in the group right now, please.
Let me see. Let me get the link so I'm looking for it. At least. And the gas fee is very minimal.
It's very minimal, like less than a cent.
0.0. It's less than a cent.
What do you say?
The gas fee is less than 1 cent. It's not up to a cent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, why is this voice like Olatubosun? Is it DeFi Bison? One XM.
What do you say? Sir?
No, you sound like one of our colleagues.
I couldn't hear you.
It's all right. It's all right.
I have seen the link now. I have seen the link. So
Okay.
So
All
you just
right.
need some gas fee in core.
I'm on it like this. You know.
So I think we'll call it a wrap for today. So it was nice having all of you on the call. I have
I
dropped the link to
can
the GitHub gist of today's contract.
you said it's
Sir,
very, very negligible dollar. So
sir. So everybody, I think we'll end the call right now. Daniel. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks.
Simon,
Nice one, man. Aji. Good one, everybody.
have a good weekend. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, man.